Hello, I am Mrs. Anjali Nadgoda, lecturer in chemistry, Department of Chemistry, KLS Gokte PU College, Belagavi. Today we are dealing with unit number 14, biomolecules. In the PU board question paper, the question comes from this part in part A, that is for 1 mark, question number 10, and in part D for 5 mark, that is question number 36. So total 6 marks. All living systems grows, sustains and reproduce themselves. The most amazing thing, that is important thing about a living system is that they are made up of non-living atoms and molecules. There are many type of processes which are taking place from the birth till death. So knowledge of all these type of processes or the study of these processes, it is called as biochemistry. In biochemistry, we are using the different types of molecules, complex molecules. They are called as biomolecules. For example, carbohydrates or proteins, which are very essential for the growth of the body. They play very important role in sustaining or in growth of the body. In this topic, we have to study the structures and functions of some of the biomolecules. So let us see the definition of biomolecules. The organic complex molecules which build living system and maintain the growth and reproduction of living system are called biomolecules. Example: vitamins, hormones, carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acid, etc. Let us start with carbohydrates. These are originated from plants and they form large group of naturally occurring organic compounds. Some of the examples are cane sugar, starch, glucose. Some of them they are sweet to taste and hence carbohydrates are commonly named as saccharides. Earlier they were defined as the hydrates of carbon. But the modern definition is changed little bit. Carbohydrates are optically active polyhydroxyaldehydes or polyhydroxyketones or the compounds that can be hydrolyzed to polyhydroxyaldehydes or polyhydroxyketones. Here I will explain you the different words. Optically active means the compounds which rotates the plane polarized light. Polyhydroxy. Poly means many. Hydroxy means OH, that is alcohol functional group. Aldehydes means aldehyde functional group, that is CHO. Ketones means C double bond O. Hydrolyzed means reaction with water. So let us take once again. Carbohydrates are optically active polyhydroxyaldehydes or polyhydroxyketones or the compounds that can be hydrolyzed to polyhydroxyaldehydes or polyhydroxyketones. So it may exist in straight chain or in a ring structure. What is straight chain or ring structure? That we have studied in PU1. Classification of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are classified in different ways. So, based on the behavior of hydrolysis, that is, the reaction with water, carbohydrates are classified into three classes. First one is monosaccharides. Mono means one or single. Saccharides means sweet to taste. I have already told you that many of the carbohydrates are sweet to taste and hence they are commonly called as saccharides. So, monosaccharides are the carbohydrates which cannot be hydrolyzed. See the word cannot be hydrolyzed to give simpler carbohydrates. Example, glucose or fructose. The formula is C6H12O6. Oligosaccharides. This is a Greek word. Oligo means few. Oligosaccharides are the carbohydrates that hydrolyze to give 2 to 10 molecules of monosaccharides. Example, sucrose, maltose, raffinose. Sucrose is nothing but a cane sugar which we are using in our day-to-day life. Oligosaccharides are further classified as disaccharides, trisaccharides, tetrasaccharides, etc. Di means 2, tri means 3. So, disaccharides are the carbohydrates which yield 2 monosaccharide molecules on hydrolysis. Example, sucrose or maltose means on reaction with water they give 2 molecules of monosaccharides. It may be glucose fructose, it may be glucose or galactose, anything. The formula for sucrose and maltose is same, that is C12H22O11. Trisaccharides, the carbohydrates which yield 3 monosaccharide molecules on hydrolysis. Example, C18H32O11, that is raffinose. Tetrasaccharides, etc. If you want the reaction of this disaccharides, you will come to know from page number 405 in government textbook. Polysaccharides, carbohydrates which yield large number of monosaccharide molecules, that is greater than 10 on hydrolysis. Example, starch or cellulose. The formula is same, C6H10O5. Out of the bracket N. N shows number of such molecules, large number of molecules are linked together. Let us study further classification of carbohydrates. One more classification, that is based on solubility and taste. Carbohydrates are classified into two types, that is sugars and non-sugars. Sugars are crystalline solids, soluble in water, sweet to taste. Example, glucose, fructose or lactose, etc. Non-sugars are amorphous solids, insoluble in water, tasteless. Example, starch or glycogen. Students, as and when I will tell you the classification, please try to draw the flow chart. Now, classification of sugars. Sugars are further classified as reducing sugars and non-reducing sugars. How these are classified? Based on the reaction or reducing capacity with some solutions. So, sugars which have the ability to reduce Fehling solution, Benedict's reagent and Tollens reagent, they are called as reducing sugars. Why they can reduce or why they can react? Because they consist of the aldehydic or ketonic functional group which is free. That is, in these sugars, aldehydic and ketonic groups are free. Example, glucose, fructose or lactose. Non-reducing sugars. Sugars which do not have the ability to reduce Fehling solution, Benedict's reagent and Tollens reagent, means they do not give any reaction with these solutions. In these sugars, aldehydic and ketonic groups are not free. Example, sucrose. So such type of question can be asked for 2 marks. Give the difference between reducing sugar and non-reducing sugar. Let us turn to next, that is classification of monosaccharides. Monosaccharides means the carbohydrates which cannot be hydrolyzed further. Based on the number of carbon atoms or the functional group, they are called as aldose and ketose. And based on the number of carbon atoms, they are called as triose, tetrose, pentose, hexose, etc. What is meant by aldose? Monosaccharides containing aldehyde functional group. Along with alcohol, it consists of CHO, that is aldehyde functional group. Ketose, monosaccharides containing ketone functional group, that is C double bond O. Let us have an example. The formula of glucose is C6H12O6, and practically it is observed that it consists of aldehyde functional group. So how we can name this glucose? Depending on the number of 6 carbon atoms, that is called as hexose, and the presence of aldehyde functional group, it gives the name as aldose. So togetherly it is called as aldohexose. Like that, if the monosaccharide consists of ketone functional group along with 6 carbon atoms, how will you name it? It is ketohexose. And if you want this type of classification, different types of monosaccharides, it is given in table number 14.1 in government textbook, page number 404. Please refer it. Let us revise whatever we have learned in this part. We have started from the biomolecules. We have seen the definition of biomolecules. We have seen the carbohydrates, how they are classified based on the hydrolysis, based on the solubility and taste, and then how the monosaccharides are classified. Now, I'll give you assignment. The type of possible questions for 1 mark or 2 mark. Define carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are optically active polyhydroxyaldehydes or polyhydroxyketones, or the compounds that can be hydrolyzed to polyhydroxyaldehydes or polyhydroxyketones. How would you name a monosaccharide containing 6 carbon atoms and aldehyde functional group? Answer is aldohexose. Explain disaccharides with an example. Answer: carbohydrates which yield 2 monosaccharide molecules on hydrolysis. Example: either sucrose or maltose or lactose. The third type of question can be changed as explain monosaccharides with an example, or explain oligosaccharides with an example. Explain polysaccharides with an example. So here definition carries 1 mark and example carries 1 mark. I hope you understood whatever part I have taught today. Let us see the further part in next class. Note down the assignment, and if you have the earlier question papers or previous year question papers, please find out the question from this topic. Already I have given you the question numbers where these questions will come. Thank you, students.